When it comes to how to enjoy parenting a baby, you've got to look at two things. Stick around to hear the scoop. Hello, I'm Cassie from Custom Built Parenthood, and enjoying the daily grind with a baby is easier said than done. I'm a mom of 3 kiddos. My youngest just turned 18 months old, and he's really so big now he doesn't even feel like a baby anymore. It feels a little sad to me to make this transition because I really was enjoying the baby stage with him. I know the baby stage isn't everyone's jam. For some, it's truly the hardest part of parenting, so I thought I'd talk a little bit about how to enjoy parenting a baby. It will take conscious effort, and I've simplified this effort into 2 steps. Step 1 is to change your mindset, and step 2 is to adjust your routine. I've got 3 suggestions in each of these categories, so even if you're already doing some of them, I think you'll find this list helpful. As always, if you stick around to the end of the video, I will have a few bonus tips for you. So step 1 is to change your mindset. Making your baby's needs a priority is at the top of this list. Those needs I have talked about in a previous video. I'll link it somewhere up here and in the description. You can check that out. But it's really easy to get caught up in the hustle of duties that comes with a baby and completely forget that this is an actual person. Not only is this tiny human completely dependent on you for everything, but you as their caregiver are actually shaping the way that they'll see the world for the rest of their life. This might sound dramatic, but the development during these early years is the most critical of their entire life. So as daunting as it is, making sure your baby is fed and changed and has clean clothes to wear, try to avoid turning your baby into just another item on your to-do list, right next to cleaning the bathrooms. The significance of each moment you're spending with your baby can't be overstated, so acknowledge that they are a person who deserves your time and attention. In order to enjoy your baby's first year, I think it's absolutely crucial that you realize your baby's true, genuine needs. So learn what those needs are and make it your top priority to meet those needs. Parents absolutely have needs too, which we will definitely talk about later on, but the first step in changing your mindset is seeing your baby as a person and prioritizing their needs. The second part of changing your mindset is to recognize the answer to the question, how long is the baby stage? Which technically by definition, it's birth to 4 years old, but in my opinion, baby turns into toddler for sure by 12 to 18 months when they start to toddle around. So acknowledge how short this stage really is. Speaking of keeping your baby fed and changed, when you're in the thick of this baby stage and taking care of that cute baby of yours, it might feel like it's gonna last forever. Day after day, long night after long night. Sometimes all you want is for your baby to grow up already. Time seriously flies by though, mostly because your baby is rapidly changing and growing every single day. So many changes and milestones are happening rapidly during this first year, yet you might still feel tempted to rush your baby or long for the future. Avoid convincing yourself though that you'll enjoy parenting once your baby can fill in the blank, sleep through the night, start walking, start talking. The list goes on and on. I hate to break it to you, but every single stage of parenting seems to have plenty of challenges. In fact, many would argue that those struggles only get more intense the older your child gets. So choosing to be happy now is really setting yourself up for a more successful future. Speaking of the future, living for the future takes away from the present. So don't wish away this time that sometime down the road you might really miss. This sweet, innocent baby that relies on you for everything will soon become an independent toddler, a big school-age kid, and an even bigger teenager. Right now, your baby is at a stage that they'll never go back to, and it's very short-lived, so try to remind yourself of this and take advantage. The third part of changing your mindset is focusing on the positive with a baby. That might sound really generic, but really it is so easy to get bothered by all of the hard parts of having a baby. So I recommend instead focusing on the positive. Identify things you're enjoying about your baby during this first year or first 18 months. Think through any aspect that you'll miss once your baby gets bigger. Focusing on the positive instead of the negative can really shift your perspective. So instead of seeing the nuisance of diaper changes, think of how grateful you are that they're doing their business in the diaper without the stress of getting to the toilet on time. Hello, potty training in a couple years. When you're getting them dressed for the day, be grateful that they're not throwing a huge fit, that they actually wanted to wear the red shirt, not the blue one. Hello, temper tantrums, which are just around the corner. Once you have some gratitude in your perspective, take it one step further and find tiny moments throughout the day that make you happy. whether that's the way your baby smells after a bath or even a cute little outfit that your baby fits into. Find any glimpse of positive that you can. What does your baby do that makes your heart just melt? What do they do that makes you smile? Or what positive attributes in yourself have been brought about by this cute baby? Think about all of the skills that you're learning, the weaknesses you're strengthening, and even the memories you're making. All those things can really change your mindset and help you to focus on the positive. The second step of this process is to adjust your routine. First, we're going to talk about how to get a break from your baby. I recommend that you build daily breaks into your routine. So now that your mindset is starting to shift about this stage, let's get to the nitty-gritty of how to enjoy the daily grind with your baby. No matter how much you love your baby or enjoy this stage that they're currently in, everyone needs a break. Typically, a baby's needs are in high demand and your sleep is in short supply. So breaks can and should be built into your daily routine. Now, I'm not suggesting you get a babysitter every single day, but instead, establish a routine that allows you to take some time for yourself. Naps, of course, are a huge opportunity for this. Newborns obviously sleep a ton, but even a 2-year-old is likely to still be taking an afternoon nap that you should take advantage of. If you have a difficult newborn, try baby wearing so that you can at least be hands-free and get some things done and feel a little relief while they sleep. For babies 6 months and older, be sure that you've taught them how to fall asleep on their own so that you're not tied to them during these times. I did talk all about that. I will link it somewhere up here and in the description. You can check that out. So building this time in is the first step, but just as important is being strategic about how you spend this time. Based on your personality, figure out what leaves you recharged and ready to spend more time with your baby. Although it might be tempting to just scroll through social media or veg, notice how you feel after you do that. If you feel super energized and refreshed and ready to go, great. But if you don't, force yourself to try something new until you really tap into something that will feel you very refreshed and recharged. So now we're going to move on to taking time for yourself with a baby. It's so beneficial to find time to completely detach from your baby. So on top of these daily breaks that we just talked about in our first step, I'd also highly encourage you to leave your baby with a babysitter or a spouse every so often. This opportunity to get some distance will help you enjoy your baby even more. Some may need this weekly, others monthly. All I can say is don't wait until you're about ready to snap. It's really healthy to establish regular opportunities to completely detach from your baby in order to avoid burnout. Once again, be really intentional with what you do during this time for yourself. Try to avoid simply running errands or checking things off your list. Tap into the things that really bring joy into your life. Think back to things you enjoyed doing before becoming a parent and see how you might incorporate these into your current situation. Really, don't be afraid to try new things. Old interests may not be in the cards at the moment, but it's not going to help to dwell on that. Take this opportunity to find something new that will make you just as happy. It'll take some creativity and probably a little bit of trial and error, but it's worth figuring something out that will kind of bring some fresh air into your soul. Third thing we're going to talk about as far as the routine goes is how to spend time with your baby. Build in opportunities to enjoy your baby. So think into the future and determine what you want it to feel like reflecting back on this time. So these 12 months or these 18 months. I personally want to look back with fondness and good memories. And in order to achieve this, you really need to be purposeful about the time that you're spending with your baby. Once again, we talked about your baby's a person, not just an item on your to-do list. So don't simply change the diaper while multitasking or having your mind elsewhere. Take this opportunity to talk to your baby, smile at them, kiss their tummy, play peekaboo. Don't be glued to your phone during every single feed, for instance. Take all these small moments that you're doing anyway to really connect with your baby and soak that time up with them. Consciously feel those snuggles, breathe in their smell, watch their little movements. Just every opportunity, try to enjoy that time with them. Even remembering the daily grind with my own babies really does bring laughter about the lessons learned, all the mistakes I made, and just all those funny moments. So having identified things that you enjoy about your baby in the previous steps, build these things into your days, whether that's reading books or giving baths, lounging on the floor with them, going for walks, whatever it is that really does it for you, build those into your routine and make that part of your everyday life with your baby. On to the tips for enjoying your baby. Let people help you. That's the first thing. With a brand new baby, often comes a lot of people's offers to help you. Friends and family would love the chance to help you in any way they can, whether that's providing a meal, cleaning the house, or taking a turn with the baby. All of these will help you reserve a bit of your energy that might be in short supply right about now. The second thing is don't let your life feel paused or on hold. So this goes back to finding time to detach and discover your new self that has a baby now. But just decide that your life isn't paused. It's simply transitioning into a new chapter. I like to think of life as a book with an ever-evolving plot. You want life to continue moving forward and having a purpose. Third tip is find friends in a similar stage of life. Parenting can feel quite lonely, and life with a baby can be particularly isolating, I have found. So even if you're not an extrovert, find somebody that gets it, that really understands what it's like, that you're running late because they slept a little longer than expected, or you're gonna have to miss out because they're just too tired, or whatever it is. When you're surrounded by people who aren't accommodating to life with a baby, you can wind up kind of resenting your baby or wishing you were in a different stage of life. So try to keep that in mind and surround yourself with some people that get it. So that's how I think that you can enjoy your baby. Let me know in the comments below anything that you have found that really works for you to enjoy your baby. This is such precious time that you have with them, and I would love to know your tips of how you have done that. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. I would love for you to subscribe to my channel if you're enjoying these videos. Definitely let me know any suggestions for upcoming videos that you would be interested in, and we'll see you next time.